discuss a very important disease of the horses, that is equine infectious anemia, that is also known as swamp fever. The disease is characterized by anorexia, depression and profound weakness, and generally affects all the species covered in the Equidae family. This disease is caused by a retrovirus that antigenically related with the human HIV virus and feline FIV virus. It is exclusively transmitted through the blood or the blood product, and these blood or infected blood product are rich in the concentration of the virus that reaches into the body of an uninfected horses by the biting flies like stable flies, Stomoxys and Tabinus. Regarding pathogenesis, although there is a very huge pathogenesis of this disease, but I will discuss in a very brief. Since the animal is affected by this disease, the primary entry of the virus comes through the biting of the blood-sucking flies, and the virus reaches into the macrophages and especially in the spleen. After destruction of the macrophages, there is the release of the virus and their component. Then after this production of the antibodies to the antigenic response, then there is a formation of antigen antibody complexes that induces fever. It causes glomerulitis, anemia, thrombocytopenia and complement depletion, and due to that reason there is delayed release of iron. Due to that reason iron deficient erythropoiesis is there. The incubation period ranges from 2 weeks to 4 weeks. It may be acute or subacute. Occasionally, if the first time disease occurs in the animal, it may be mild or inapparent, and generally rapid clinical recovery is there, and you will get a very brief and mild symptom of anorexia, depression and profound weakness followed by loss of condition. Then in some cases you will get ataxia, behavioral changes, hyperesthesia and blindness. Generally these group of symptoms you can see in the horses as a only clinical abnormality. There will be intermittent fever up to 105 degrees centigrade that may rises and fall rapidly. There is jaundice, edema of the ventral abdomen, there is edema of prepuce and leg also. There is petechial hemorrhages in the mucosa, especially under the tongue and in the conjunctiva. There is characteristic increase in the heart rate as well as the change in the intensity of the heart sound. The other clinical findings: serosanguinous nasal discharge is there. There is considerable enlargement of the spleen that is detectable through rectal examination. Abortion observed in the mares. Many animals generally recover from this acute stage up to 3 weeks, but some of them suffer from progressively weakness. There is a recumbency and they died after 10 to 14 days of illness. Some affected animals appear to make a complete recovery, but they remain infected and relapse may be there in these animals, and the most important reason behind this is the prolonged corticosteroid therapy. It's very important. Diagnosis: thrombocytopenia and hemolytic anemia are the finding. There is relapse. In the relapse condition, thrombocytopenia is the major finding. There is presence of sideroleucocytes. These leukocytes having hemosiderin. There is increased level of bilirubin concentration. There is decrease in the iron concentration. And then Coggins test and ELISA. These two tests are the confirmative tests you can use for confirmation of EIA. Generally, there is no treatment of the disease. Only the control measure has to be adopted. That can be achieved by the identification and the eradication or the lifelong quarantine of the infected animal, restriction of the introduction of the infected horses into the clean herds. Generally, vaccines are not much successful, so only the preventive measures are the method by which you can control the equine infectious anemia. That is all about the equine infectious anemia. Thank you.